I've always loved animals. My grandpa, he's the one who got me into hunting. He shot a buck that morning, and we drove up the driveway, and I was bawling my eyes out. Oh man, we need to save it. We need to save the deer. The deer's gutted hanging from the tree. And then a year or two after that, I was like, I want to go hunt with you. So he took me out, and he ended up getting a buck that morning too. And ever since then, I was hooked.
Hey there, hunting family. Hey, listen, if you ever had a group of buddies where life gets busy, schedules fall apart, but it's the outdoors is the thing that brings you guys back together, then this episode is for you. Today, we're sitting down with our good buddy Chase from the Yackers, another regional crew, and they get it. Let's ride. Hey, boys, what's going on tonight?
What's up, dude?
Pretty good. How was you?
Just living the dream is what we like to say. Appreciate you joining us today. I got Chase Morris, who is representing the Yackers. Chris lined you up, man. You guys, I guess, been talking. Another north central Pennsylvania guy. We were talking a little bit before the show, Chris, and just talking about Bloomsburg and the fair and the area that Chase runs in. So appreciate you taking the time out to rap with us a little bit tonight, and let's just get into it. Tell me a little bit. I want to know the Yackers. There's got to be a story with a name like that.
The name, it's not as interesting as you think, honestly. It's just kind of we kind of wanted to be different. I don't want to throw shots at you guys. We just didn't want to have outdoors in our name. Honestly, we just wanted to be, because people remember it. Everybody I've said, oh, the Yackers, they're always like, I like that. It's different. So that's kind of our thing behind that. Some people
Love
think
it.
it's kayaks and whatever else, but not really.
Yeah, I just told Ron that. What was it yesterday? We were talking on the phone. I said I've had a couple opportunities to like jump on board with some other stuff, and to me, there's nothing worse than, hey, I'm Joe from the blah 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 outdoors, and it's like everybody
Right.
does that, And so how can you be different, man? So that's rad, dude. So like Ron said, dude, you're from right off the street from us, man. So tell us about how you grew up, dude. Tell us about your outdoor bio, and just jump in, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved animals. As a kid, my grandma loves to tell this story. I don't know if I'm jumping into stories a little too quick, but my grandpa, he's the one who got me into hunting. They hunted down from our house a little ways, and he shot a buck that morning. And of course, we drove up the driveway, and I was bawling my eyes out. Oh man, we need to save it. We need to save the deer. The deer's gutted hanging from the tree. And then a year or two after that, I was like, I want to go hunt with you. So he took me out, and he ended up getting a buck that morning too. And ever since then, I was hooked.
Yeah, I mean, I think the secret is not that people when you get older that you can't get hooked like we say, but man, when you're younger and you just you're around it and stuff, it's like it's in your blood.
So tell us how you got into it outside of that. What was your deer hunter, turkey hunter?
Yeah, deer. Up here, we have a lot of deer. They're not always huge, but they're around. So started off deer hunting, and then would go usually first day, first weekend, second weekend, because school was always the hang up. But as time went on, started getting a couple deer under my belt. Then I started hunting harder, and then once I could drive, of course, started hunting on my own, get my buddies involved, and then yeah, here we are.
So we just did a episode about, like, first day of rifle season. I was born and raised in Maryland, So it's the same but a little different. But so talk about like you guys have any like Pennsylvania traditions outside of school or
Yeah,
what's
PA
like
is
some
completely different.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, we'd get the first day off, that first Monday. Now it's opens on Saturday, of course, but that first day, it was like Christmas. Everybody's out. You driving fast. Every car you pass on the road, everybody's got an orange hat on, orange vest. Where I sit, even to this day, you look up on the hill, there's 3 people in orange. The public land to our right, there's guys lined up. There's cars along the road. Behind us, there's 2 people. In front of us, there's 5 people. It's just a pumpkin
Yeah.
patch. They're
I
everywhere.
was talking to my sons when we were driving out this year about, you get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, you're driving, and that's all you see is trucks, and everybody's crisscrossing and weaving, and it's like, I'm passing this guy to go here, he's passing my place. It's just how my brain takes it and stuff. So, you guys have any traditions or any like family stuff that you do, or
We don't have, like, a hunting camp or anything. Our hunting camp is basically just my grandparents' house.
The base camp, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So it's mostly just me and my grandfather and then his son out here, but it used to be a couple more guys, but life gets busy and they kinda fizzled out, but yeah, we basically run it with 3 guys, give or take 1 if one of my buddies wants to come or something, but
now are you a Saturday guy or are you like a Monday hardcore traditionalist?
I'm 100, dude. I don't care about the days. If I can be in the woods, I'll be there. So Saturday's cool with me. Especially, I mean, there's a bunch of arguments with that, like, oh, the camp tradition, which I do understand. Like, it definitely hurts some of the northern tier people too, because brings in some business to like local bars and stuff like that for people just to go out and hang around. But I was trying to hunt during school, so that Saturday, and then now that we can have that Sunday too, that was a big help for me personally. So I'm not too tight about the Monday opener, but I wouldn't care either way.
Yeah, it's such a different thing for me from again growing up in Maryland and coming up here because Saturday was it. I mean, we just talked about laying your clothes out and even though I'm in my 40s now, I talk about this all the time. My mom still packs us a lunch from
Yeah.
Thanksgiving leftovers and
Mhm.
she's texting us, what do you want? And
Turkey
getting
sandwiches.
this yeah, getting the snacks ready and all that stuff. So, you know, uh it's just such a cool thing. So I love connecting with people like that and it's just a cool thing, man. Uh
Yeah, one of the things that I let me hop in. One of the things that, we talk about this all the time, Chase, because like you said, everybody's got an opinion on the Monday opener versus the Saturday opener. And, certainly my stance is if we can be in the woods, if you can get an extra weekend, great. Um, but, part of the reason why we even do the show is we want to tell stories. Like we want to we make those memories and then we want to share them. And where does that happen? It happens at base camp. It happens at your grandfather's, before you guys roll out in the morning or whenever you come back and you debrief on how the morning went or how the day went. Um, but yeah, from my perspective, from my seat, even though I like the Saturday opener and the extra weekend, a lot of my success happens on for the opening day. As far as rifle season goes, I'm a big time bow hunter guy. I don't know if you hunt archery too as well, but so I love archery. But when it comes to rifle season, we're usually putting some meat on the meat pole, and then heck, by Monday, Tuesday, we're ready to go to the butcher shop and hang out, hang out in the garage and cut up deer meat. It's not like growing up. You waited until you waited till Monday, and it was Wednesday, Thursday until you had those meetings in the garage or the basement or wherever you cut your meat up. So, I don't know. I just think that it's crazy when you even talk about how many guys are out in the woods because I know Pennsylvania is known for having so many hunters, and we got a lot of public land. It's an awesome state because we have so much wooded area, especially up where you're at. Um, but it's just peppered with guys like you said the pumpkin patch. I mean, it's pretty adequate depiction of things. So I don't know. I mean, do you see? Because down here where I'm at in Central PA, it's tends to after that opening weekend dwindle out. There's a separation between like the hardcore guys that are taking time off, and it's just the opening weekend guys. You see that same parallel, up where you're at?
Yeah, I would say at least during the week, it definitely dwindles out, but that first Saturday gets hit hard again. And then by the second Saturday, normally a lot of people either got their deer or they're like, it's too cold. I don't want to be out there anymore. They don't really care. But
Now, in your area, do you find the more people, the better? Like, is it pushing deer and moving deer for you?
nowadays, no. It used to be like that. We used to have those 20, 30 deer sits a day. Now you see 5 to 8 deer, and some of those are normally us jumping them up, walking to each other to meet up in the morning. I mean, I've definitely seen a better quality of bucks around since the antler point restriction and all that. And I also think uh, a lot more crossbows are being used in archery. So people are getting their deer earlier. So then it leaves a couple more for the rest of us. I mean, normally in Pennsylvania, the first legal buck you see, probably going to take it. So I think people getting those deer out of the way during archery, leave some of the bigger ones for some of the rifle guys. Because, I mean, if you're on Facebook, you see all this, the deer quality's just going up and up and up and up. But I've
So
witnessed
that
that personally.
piggyback into that. So, what's your first day like? Are you guys filling trucks? Are you looking for certain bucks? What you doing, man? We're judgment free. You can look behind me and see like
We
what we
just did
shoot,
a
right?
whole episode about, slaying does, and, we loved it, so.
I'm all for that. I mean, archery is my time to be picky. I'll let a lot more deer go during archery than I will during rifle, just because, like I said, look behind me, you see orange, you look to the right. So that deer's normally a dead deer walking if I do end up seeing a rack. But yeah, it depends. I'm at the point where a basket rack, I'd probably let him walk. But if he's at or around the ears, he's probably getting it.
Yeah, I hear that.
Depends on how cold it is. That's my answer. Actually, that's not my answer ever. I shoot whatever walks by. I'm not picky at all. Maryland doesn't have antler restrictions, and we eat them and stuff. And I've killed, I'm not saying it's to brag at all because I'm not. I've killed some wall hangers and stuff. I'm a doe commander all day, bro. Big fat nanny comes in, she's getting it every time. Without hesitation.
I'm
You
not
know,
too worried about killing doe because, I mean, the farmers, the guys that farm the field out here, they always get a huge gang of guys out and smack them down. And like I said, the public land and all that around here, they get it done. So if I don't take a doe, I'm not too worried about it. We do have a good amount of deer, but first day, if it's a doe is the first deer I see, it's done.
You gotta get the blood pumping a little bit.
Yeah.
so
Well,
jump in, Chase, dude. Like, I'm sorry, Ron, what did you want to ask? Go ahead.
no, 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 no. I just, so I mean, I wanted to hit Chase up, and I asked him for like a short bio, and he, gave me a little bit of the background on the group, and one of the things that I just wanted to sort of, as we introduce you to our audience, Chase, I want you to tell the story, how you guys got started, why you got started. One of the things you said was, you know, back around COVID time, like everybody was looking for something to do. We all wanted to get outdoors, and life got busy then. But you sort of brought the gang, got the gang back together, and you formed this group. Why don't you just take us down that storyline and tell us how the Yackers came into to being what you are today?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, yeah, around COVID, we were all hunting and fishing anyway. So I'm sure you guys watch YouTube every so often. You see all these creators making these cool videos and posting pictures and all that. So we were like, we're already doing it. Why not? Like, we don't have to go to school right now. We can go fishing every day. That's how we started this group, was fishing, because that was just the time. So we just go fishing every day, sun up, sundown. We'd go fish for trout or bass during the day, then go home and eat, change our clothes, then we're catfishing at night. And then we just started posting. And I mean, if you scroll down on our page to like the first couple posts or whatever, we're holding bluegills, we're little tiny bass. Like we were just getting it out there. We're like, why not? And then yeah, as time progressed, like Steven, the other guy that shot the buck this year, he's a big hunter as well. And Cam, he's a big waterfowl guy. He loves to fish, but He's not so much deer guy. Waterfowl though, he's all in. And Mitch, you'll see him in our earlier posts. He's not really around much. He moved away for work and all that, but we still fish with him from here and there. But yeah, started out fishing, and then I got everybody the hunting bug too. So we just grown from there.
So you got like 4 or 5 guys, it sounds like, that you call the core?
We got 3 guys that are core, but occasionally, my rule is if you come hunt or fish with me and you get something, I'll post you. I don't mind, because
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
more inclined to come out, because I do a lot of solo just because of my work schedule. I work overnight, so I have the opportunity to go out right after work in the morning or whatever.
Mhm.
So if you come fish with me and hunt, if me posting a picture of you makes you more inclined to come with me, and I got a buddy to share the memory with, or just BS with out on the stream or in the woods or whatever, it works for me.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
that's what it's
talking
about.
Chris's language
That's
now.
what it's about, dude. You know, I'm the picture guy. I'm the share the memory guy. I'm the let me stop what I'm doing to come help you and take pictures. You know, I mean,
I had a couple of
that's
those
just
calls this year.
yeah, that's just where we're at, you know. And so guys that listen to us and follow us, I mean, that just resonates with all of us. So that's cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling my phone because they'll know I'll be laying out prone, taking pictures, leaning back,
Yeah, yeah,
hanging off of a tree just to get that
yeah.
right angle. But
I'm Googling like how to hold the bird. To do it this way, you know, let's get this. You know, I actually went to, we did a pheasant hunt every year. We do one every year at my farm. And I took the tractor and I parked the tractor a certain way so I could take like some Midwest pictures and stuff like that, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, you know, as you guys kind of grew your page and stuff like that, when did you kind of realize it was something you kind of wanted to pursue more, or like, or what was your draw for that?
right out the gate, we were doing daily posts just because, like I said, we were fishing every day. So we had something new to post all the time. And I mean, we don't have any sponsors or any of that now, but back when we started, we had a couple, and we were just getting free bait sent to us, like some lures, like, "Oh, promote our lures," or there was a guy around the area, he had a clothing brand, and he made a whole fishing line for us and all that. So we were just like, I don't know, 16, 17. So we're like, "We get a free bag of bait this week. This is awesome. We don't gotta go spend $5 on a thing of yum dingers or whatever. We just got a couple more lures to use." But yeah, we started to get some traction, and then we're like, we might as well at least try it. But we did take a little bit of a break here and there. Just with school coming back in, like our senior year, we all had sports. We all had to go to class every day, so we didn't get out as often. So we did more hunting than we did fishing then. And then college, everybody, like I went to Bloomsburg University, so I was still around. Steven, he went to West Virginia, and Cam was here with me, but we just had separate schedules and all that. So we did get around and hunt and fish a little bit, but not as often. And then we just didn't get the amount of content we would have liked to do. But yeah, after
Yeah.
college was done, jumped right back into it.
COVID slammed the brakes on reality real quick when everything kind of went back to normal. Because where I work, I had a job where I'd work for a week, and then they didn't want us cross contaminating each other, so I would have off for a week and the weekends. I mean, I was duck hunting every day. I was hanging with my kids, and you know, I remember it was like something from like Family Guy. Like I went out one day and I bought all this art stuff and all this stuff to do with my kids, and I see it
Yeah.
on the table, and then my phone rings. Hey, we're going back to work as regular tomorrow, and I'm like, oh no, yeah. So we'll talk about reconnecting, man. How you know, after you guys kind of settle back into life, you know, you guys fired it back up, and
So basically, I graduated college early, so I was out before everybody else. So I had nothing to do. I was already hunting and fishing on my own anyway, so I was like, why not start posting again? We still had a little bit of a following, so I was like, why not? Get me out of bed, get me out of the house. I'm already
yeah,
doing it. I might as well post it again. And then, yeah, my buddies would come home from break. We hit the woods hard, hit the water hard. And then since I kept doing it, they kept like, oh, let's go this weekend. Let's go here. Let's go there. We did a lot of traveling this year, especially fishing wise. I've done a lot personally hunting wise, just because, like I said, I have the availability to
yeah,
somewhat. But
So, like, how is that? Let me segue into that, because if you're taking a fishing trip, I know you said earlier, like, hey, we don't got like a hunting camp where we go and hit the camp. But like a fishing trip can be a lot like hunting camp. There are a lot of parallels there. So the bonds that you make, the memory, yeah, it's really just hanging out with your friends and having a good time. What are the parallels, from there? And even Chris, you chime in and share with that too, because I know that you like to fish as well. But Chase, tell me how do you see those things paralleling one another?
Hunting or fishing?
Well, just like the hunt camp experience, we talked about how, opening day went from Monday to Saturday and how the weekend was kind of a hangout time, you know? But fishing trips are hangout time, depending on how far you're going and where your destination is. That's all.
Okay, so I mean, the first day of trout here is just like the first day of deer, shoulder to shoulder. It's like
And Chris
Pulaski.
doesn't get that because he's
No,
not a
dude.
PA guy, right?
Yeah.
So,
Dude, it's
That's
nuts.
totally foreign to me. You Yankees and that
Yeah.
is just such a foreign thing to me.
but it's a
Yeah.
big deal.
At exactly 8 a.m., all the lines go in the water, dude. It's nuts. But yeah, so I like fishing for the camaraderie wise, just because you can talk and be as loud as you want. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to sit quiet and wait for something to come by. If there's no fish there, go find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I met a lot of people just walking up and down the streams, made a lot of friends. And some people are just like, hey, you want to come fish out my way this weekend? Sure. I'll sleep in the truck. I don't care. I'm young. It doesn't really affect me. I'll sleep anywhere. So yeah, we did a lot of that. I did a lot of trout fishing this year. That was my thing. I really wanted to catch a big trout this year. I ended up getting a couple, so that worked out. But yeah, the fishing side is definitely, I think people show a lot more love on the fishing side as well. Because I mean, you could post, like I said, you could post those bluegills. Everybody's like, heck yeah, like awesome, glad you did that. And then you shoot the big buck in the area. Everybody's like, yeah, but like actually, screw you, or you know what I mean? Like,
Give him
it's
another year. Well, that's why we like to say hunt your hunt. That's what Chris was saying earlier. Like, there's no judgment on us. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, your weapon of choice or anything like that. But there's definitely, on social media. Social media's done a lot of crummy stuff.
of course,
For the hunting industry. But you're totally right with the fishing guys. What you got like a personal best on trout? Like,
Yeah, there's that big rainbow that I posted. I don't know if you saw that. That was 24 inches, about 6 pounds. That was the first big trout I caught. I did it right. That's gonna be a tough one to beat because I don't like to fish the stocked holes too much either. I'll go in and around them, but I'll hike 3 miles from where we're supposed to be. A lot of people catch on to where my car is too. So they're, "Hey, I saw your car over there. You catch anything?" Like, I don't know, go find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trout are my nemesis, man. And I've never fished like stock ponds. I'm fortunate enough that my family has property in Maryland. And at one point it was stocked, but there's part of a stream that goes somewhere and there's as natural as you can get brown trout in it. And it's every year I'm like, I'm gonna go catch something. Every year I end up like throwing my rod.
Yeah.
Cause
They
they're
can
like,
be like that.
yeah, because they're gonna nibble on it, and if they don't like it, they're gone. You're not
Oh,
catching
yeah.
fish.
They're either gonna
And then
smack it or not at all.
yeah. And I mean, you're in the woods, these streams and stuff,
Yeah.
you're getting hung up or
You ever fly
you know,
fish?
I bought a fly fishing rod a couple years ago and I never used it. I actually just gave
Never?
it to my brother-in-law,
Yeah.
I
I
had
got
a
into
I had a
that.
do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, around here, the trout are everywhere, dude. If you're trying to learn, you can figure it out up here. It doesn't take too much. I've had multiple 70+ fish days. Like, well, I'd fish from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I put the hours in to get to that number, but like,
right.
they're around.
Yeah. I had a private farm, that we used to fish on, and this guy had, like I don't know if it was man-made or whatever it was an older farm, but he had, like, a 3-acre pond on this thing. And it was stream spring fed and it was like perfect because some of it was cover, but some of it was very manicured too. So it was like the perfect place. So I went and bought a fly rod and the guy was like, come out whenever you want, but I would always text him. And then he just stopped texting me back. So I don't know that I couldn't go, and I just never went back, but I never I just gave it away and stuff. But I was the fishing guy when we started our group, man. I just loved it. And, fishing camp and that kind of parallels to hunting stuff, like going and getting the snacks and figuring out what you're going to do and just having a blast with my kids. And there's always somebody that's going to come up to you and ask you what you caught and how you're doing. It's not like deer hunting where
That's the
someone's going to
go-to.
snarl. Yeah.
That's how you say hi. Catch anything? That's how
Well,
it
it's funny
goes.
because I was thinking the other day, I was watching these kids fish and I was like, man, they're going where I usually go on this public lake. And then I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of awesome. But these kids are out there, they're fishing and not doing other stupid shit, and stuff like that. So no, man, I'm the fishing guy. And Maryland has a lot of regulations, but at least in the area that I grew up in, there's no like set fishing date. You just go catch fish. Now there is certain things to keep, and there's certain things to
Right.
rockfish and the stuff on the bay, striped bass and stuff. It's very regulated.
And you got a lot of wetlands down there, so you got like a different. It's a completely different environment that you have, opportunities that you don't see
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
Jay, you were just down there,
Yeah,
weren't you? You went,
yeah. We got to experience that for their duck opener. We went down, and then
Yeah.
we'll be back up there December 27th. We're gonna hunt Maryland again.
you going to Cambridge again?
We didn't hunt. We hunted Cecilton, I believe, when we went
Okay.
down. But I think this time we're gonna head down towards Cambridge.
Cecilton.
That's like north.
That's
North
that's where
Maryland.
Shane and those guys are from, like Cecil County, like where
Yeah,
the
'cause-
Susquehanna comes into
Yeah,
to the bay and stuff. Okay, yeah.
somewhere up there. Because we stayed in a hotel in Delaware, and it was like 10, 20 minutes away from the hotel.
Cecil County. That's
Yeah.
like the historic, like duck capital.
Mm-hmm.
Is all
That's
that
what they were
stuff.
saying. They said there was some waterfowl festival going on when we were down there too. It was like Easton or something.
There's guys
down
from
that
all
way.
over the world that collect hand carved decoys from that area, and they sell for, I mean, what you
It's like
pay
any
for a car.
collector item,
Yeah, I've flown out there a couple times. The guy that's in our group that does podcasts with us, his name is Shane, has a podcast called the Upper Bay Podcast. He's from that area, and
Oh, okay.
they actually, it's almost the opposite of most of us. I mean, he has switched gears to deer hunting because that's all he did growing up was ducks and geese.
Yeah.
And, now he's like, I'm chasing deer now.
I wish, dude. I'm the opposite.
Yep.
If you ask me to go duck hunt or deer hunt, I'm going to the duck blind. I don't.
Nope.
Everybody
I'm the same
loves
way.
shooting a big buck, but
Yep.
that can wait. I don't care. Those birds might leave tomorrow. That deer, it'll be in the area.
Well, let's jump into that because I was the same way. I grew up strictly deer hunting.
Yeah.
And these guys I worked with were like, hey, dude, come duck hunting with us. And I said, cool, man, I'd love to do it. Never really done it. And I make no bones about it. I've taken pot shots at ducks growing up on the ponds and walking by, but never sat and did it the real way, right? And these dudes are like, man, you're going to do this. You're never going to think about deer hunting again. And I'm like, yeah, right. And the first time I was like, yes, this is what my life needs, man. And I'm in it now, man.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's my thing. So talk about that, dude. How you got into that? And
That's what I tell everybody. If you want to spend some money, start duck hunting. 'Cause
Right.
you never have enough decoys. I have like 30, 40 duck decoys in the. Why? I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'll keep buying them.
yeah, I sold a bunch and I was like, oh, I might buy some more. And I'm like, what? I just
Yeah,
sold a bunch. I don't need to buy
exactly.
any more.
Every time.
So
Yeah.
how did you get into duck hunting then? Tell that story.
So I was just, like I said, I'm a season hunter. If it's in season, I'm hunting it. I'm not strictly a deer guy, a duck guy, any of that. I shoot a lot of pheasants. If it's open, I'm hunting it. So Cam, the other guy I was saying, is a big waterfowl guy. I was like, you want to try duck hunting? He's like, dude, I've always wanted to try it. I've never got up and did it. So I was like, well, let's do it. Like, what do we got to lose? Like, let's go buy some Northern Flight decoys where $60 a dozen, throw them out, and if it works, it works. If not, it was $60. We'll figure it out eventually. So we hunted a couple times, saw some birds, just those way up high, and there's birds around, but they're in the next state. They're not coming near us at all. And then we hunted probably 3 or 4 times before we actually got birds to decoy. And of course, there's a group of hooded mergansers, and they did it so dirty, so dirty. And we just popped up, banged a couple of those, and we were hooked, dude. It was awesome. But up here, duck hunting's really hard.
it is hard because they're passing through. And like you said, I mean, you don't know from day to day when they're going to be there and stuff. And you can't explain that feeling to people that have never really done it or have done it like I said I did. I mean, if you're sitting there and you do everything right and those birds are coming in, there's no feel like we hunted this one creek up by where we were, and these mallards jumped in and they swam down to us. And I'm a water swatter. I don't care, dude. They're gonna
I'll
get it,
do it.
right?
Yeah, I'm here for it.
And these stupid, I got one mounted. These stupid fat mallard drakes came swimming down, and my heart was pumping like I was in like Iowa chasing like 200-inch deer,
Yep. Yep.
And you just can't explain it, man. And now, I got kids that are teenagers. I talk about all the time that that's their passion too.
Oh, yeah.
They just want to go out and do it. And it's something that you can do with kids. It's fun. You
Right.
can do it as a group.
Yep.
And you can laugh and
Mess around.
uh,
Cook breakfast.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
You don't gotta
Yeah,
be quiet.
Nope.
Unless
that's
the birds
the
are above you,
thing.
then you
Like
just
you
yeah.
don't have to be solo.
Yeah.
When you're hunting,
Mhm.
it's kind of a solo deal.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we just said this on the last episode about rifle hunting. I mean, it's my brothers and my dad grew up hunting. Again, even me that's older, hey, you're going to sit here. You ain't getting down until you either get a deer or it's cold or someone calls you for help. Like you don't talk. You're not doing this. You're peeing in a bottle in a tree, right? All this stuff.
Yep.
So, in my early 30s, when I got into duck hunting and stuff, I was like, this is it. This is my jam now, and I've just been hooked ever since, man. So I
don't
really
know.
resonate with
I
that.
sit and listen to you guys. I'm not a waterfowl guy, right? So I'm not looking at it through the lens that Chris does. Although I appreciate duck hunting. I've had a lot of fun duck hunting, but I'm sitting here listening to you guys talk about it, and I'm thinking about the different types of people out there,
Yeah.
because some people have got to be around other people for their cup to be full. You know what I mean? And then you got the other guy that he just wants to live off in the mountains somewhere off by himself, and he's perfectly content, being off by himself. Because like I'm sitting here thinking, like, I love archery season. I love sitting, give me 9-10 hour days all by myself, me alone, my thoughts. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I get that's not for everybody. Like some people got to be around other folks, and that camaraderie piece. That's why we do the show, right? We like to hang out. That's why we have the collaborative group. We like to chat and share stories and all that stuff too. So I get it, but I also get, the other side of it too.
Yeah.
Like-
Don't let Ron fool you though, because even though he's like a deer hunter, wherever he used to work, they took him to Stuttgart, Arkansas duck hunting. So he went to like the flooded timber capital and he got to do it.
I didn't
You
have to
know?
work hard. I didn't have to work hard to get ducks to
They were
come in and
dumping in.
decoy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, we've had some fun, on some really cool lakes, awesome blind setups. I've hunted flooded timber. Like it's pretty cool actually, but I didn't have to work hard for it, guided hunts and
Can't
all the
relate,
work was
man.
done for me.
I wish. If we kill 1 to 5, 8 birds a year, oh, we had a good year. I mean, they're around. They're just everything's private land. It's just hard to hunt them around here. We don't have a boat.
I think it's like that with anything,
Yeah.
when you have to work hard for it, you appreciate it that much more,
And the thing with duck hunting, it's like, it resonates with trout and different things. I mean, they're not just going to be because there's water and stuff here. You have to find where they're going, or you have to build that habitat for them. You got to put the work into getting them there and keeping them there. And Ron's been there. A friend of ours on the podcast. He's got a farm with a pond, and I mean, Ron will tell you, it just looks like the perfect spot for ducks. And all summer long, I see them, and I'll see them there a little bit, but they're just not there when I'm hunting them, and I mean, it looks like you're on the Eastern Shores, cattails and marsh and big, heavy timber surrounded by cornfields. And you're like, what the heck? This should be perfect, And then you drive by, you go to Target, and the pond
Yep.
behind Target is just
Yep.
loaded, right?
Every time, dude.
Yeah.
Or the mud
so-
puddle or the little
Yeah.
drainage ditch. It's
Well,
like, dude.
I'll tell you a story I've told on here before. We hunted a farm for a little while, and it was a creek I told you about, and ducks would come in, and then after a little while, we started hearing the ducks, and we would see them fly around. They do it past, and we wouldn't see them, but we could hear them, and we're like, "Where the heck are these ducks at?" They were actually in the horse pasture in the puddles that the horses would wallow in.
We've got a couple like that.
Yeah, and we would just I'll send you a video later, dude, just annihilate
Oh,
the
yeah.
farmer, because the farmer didn't want them there. He had, like, show horses and stuff, so he'd say, "Come in the mornings. I don't want these things spooking the horses. I don't want 'em making a mess in the fields." And we would sit up we would wear all black, and we would sit next to his just sit on the ground next to his fence, and these ducks would dump into this puddle that was, like, 8 inches,
Mhm.
and we would just you'd limit out in, like, one volley, you know? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, his son took over the farm, and it wasn't nasty, but nobody hunts there anymore. But, just an awesome thing. But, that's what resonates, like, with duck hunting to me. It's almost like what we talked about with fishing. It's like, you talk about somebody that wants to duck hunt, generally, it's open arms. Like, "Dude, tell me some stories. Hey, let's
Yeah.
go.
Right.
You come down with me. Hey, check this place out over here,"
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that Ron and I surround ourselves with deer hunting are that way too. But for the most part, deer hunting, really where I'm from, is not that way. It's property is prime. Nobody's
Yeah.
sharing their spots, you know. Right. Yeah,
Well,
I can't believe you shot that, or
yeah, a big game animal, is completely different, because the end result is you're filling your freezer with that meat, versus, one duck, you know. Um, but yeah, I always go back to like the harder you work for it, right? The harder you work for it, the more you appreciate it. And if I'm drawing parallels, I'm thinking like I mean, even like rifle hunting to crossbow hunting,
Mhm.
or compound hunting to crossbow hunting,
Mhm.
you know. If we choose the harder path sometimes
Mhm.
because whenever we those ducks do come in, or whenever you do get that chance, on that nice, wide rack buck,
Yep.
um, I don't know, the payoff is a little bit sweeter
Oh,
versus,
100%.
hunting with my odd 6 where I can reach out and touch it over.
Yeah.
Look, it's fun, I enjoy that, but, just getting so close to an animal in the wild is pretty cool too.
Listen, we could sit here and talk duck hunting the rest of the night, but tell us about Chase real quick, some favorite memories or something that really captures what you guys are about, or funny stories, whether it's fishing or duck hunting or whatever
Yeah.
with you guys.
Fishing, that everybody's slipping and falling, so there's a ton of
Oh, that's
stories like that, but
Sure.
my best hunting story was last year. I don't know if I told Chris, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I hunted first day of rifle, not expecting to see anything. And the biggest buck of my life came running through the field at like 7:20. And I shot and it dropped, but I didn't know if it dropped. I'm like, did I drop that deer? Did I drop that deer? And they're like, so I don't see it. So I'm like, okay, sweet. I'll give it like 20 minutes. I'm gonna go look for it. I gave it like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta get down.
I walked out there. It
I
was
need
laying
to
there. I'm
know.
like, sweet, let's go. So I hop back in the blind, text my grandpa because he sat in a different spot this morning. So I was like, buck down. He's like, all right, I'll make my way down. So there's this little tiny patch of woods right at the bottom. It's like the only woods on this place. So he walks through there to usually bump a doe or two out. He bumps out a doe. Doe comes running across the field. Shoot, doe flips. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm tagged out because I had to work that night. I'm like, I can go to bed before noon. This is awesome. I'm sitting there like texting him, hey, got a doe too. I look up, there's a bear. Well, like 10 minutes after I shot this doe, bear comes out. And first day of rifle, bear comes back in. It's the extended season. So I got a buck, a doe, and a bear in 45 minutes. Our
Wow,
first day of rifle season. I
that's
will
cool, man.
never have a hunt like that again in my
No,
life.
no, man, that's
When I say
awesome.
Never.
earlier, when you're hot, man.
Yeah. Now, are you a guy that do you do like taxidermy and stuff? Do you do mounts or
Yeah.
euros and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Keep
I usually do the
Cool.
Euros myself, but
Okay.
I've spent a pretty penny on taxidermy this year.
What'd you do with the bear?
That one I just did a shoulder mount, so it's gonna be like a triple trophy. I ended up getting a turkey that year too.
Oh,
So
okay, nice.
I have the buck mounted and then the bear, and then there's like a branch, so they're connected, and then on top a full mount turkey all strutted up and all. So
That's cool.
that one cost me a pretty penny, but it's gonna look
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
I did that. I ended up mounting that big trout I caught because unfortunately it didn't swim off. I'm not a big fish keeper.
Yeah.
But I figured if it's not gonna swim off, might as well put it on the wall and eat it and all that. And then I got a bear up in Maine this year in August, so I mounted that one. And then I've got a couple. I want to mount a bufflehead. I know I was telling you, Chris, that was like my dream duck to get a bufflehead.
Yeah.
I
We
finally
got
got
into him
that
the other
done.
day, right?
Yeah, and we got some old squall too. I didn't know we were getting into that. Some guys came up from Missouri. They came all the
Okay.
way to Jersey, and they wanted to kill some old squall. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's do it. So we got into
I've-
those too. But that
I've
one,
had guys from out west offer me stupid amount of money for buffleheads.
yeah,
Hey, can we come out and shoot some buffleheads? I mean, like $10,000. Like just
they're
trying to
pretty
get
ducks,
like
man.
yeah, just trying to get the slant. And like where we are, a couple places up, I shoot whatever. I'm not judging, but some people they're like trash ducks. They're not going to eat them.
Yeah,
They just come in so much, they're not going to shoot them. You know, Lee,
right.
Lee's like another guy in my group. He's like, "Let's go, dude. I'll take
Oh,
your
yeah.
money right now." You know,
Uh-huh.
and
Dude, the
stuff like
buffleheads
that.
are awesome.
Yeah, they're
I-
cool, man. They come in so dirty and
Uh-huh.
fast too.
Well, I was
Yeah.
telling you that first hunt I did down there. Oh, we couldn't knock them down to save our lives. This past hunt we just did, put a hurting on them this time.
Yeah.
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 Figured it out.
They'll save you from being skunked.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So
That's like mergansers up here.
yeah.
You get some mergansers.
I'm actually chasing one of those. I've never killed a nice
a
one.
common.
Yeah, I've like group shot one where a couple of us kind of pounded one, but I
Yeah.
actually want one because I want to do a big like. I'm really good friends with a taxidermist.
Yeah.
So he gives me some pretty good deals, but
Mhm.
I want to do like a fishing scene where it's diving
Yeah.
and there's like some fishing lures and stuff.
Yeah.
So
They're normally all over the river up here. I haven't seen them this year though. I mean, we see the hens and all, they're around, but there used to be mergansers everywhere, and now I don't know.
yeah. What keeps you guys tight, man? What keeps you guys motivated and moving forward?
I mean, we got group chats. We're in that active all the time. I
Yeah.
think that's the best way. You just get one person to say something, and then everybody's chiming in for the next hour or two. Keep things going. And then,
Yeah, I looked down at my phone today, and the boys in the chat were they were rolling. You know, you look
Mhm.
away, and the next thing you know, you got
Oh, it was Ron's
Yeah.
day too.
Oh,
They were
a
riding.
thread.
those.
You know, they were on me today, and I was
Yeah.
doing interviews at work, so I couldn't
Yeah.
defend myself.
Yeah. So we'll bring you in, dude. We'll talk about that after the show. You know, we run another big collaborative group. I don't know if Ron said that before. So we got
Yeah.
guys from all over the country,
Sweet.
you know, that we've never physically met, but we talk to all the time. They're just
Yeah.
razzing each
I
other.
feel like your best friends, and you never even met
yeah,
'em.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Uh-huh.
what's next for you guys, man? What's on the horizon for you guys?
Well, we got Maryland. We're going to Maryland to hunt, and
Yeah.
then we're going to Jersey January 3rd to start the year off. Hopefully, start the year off with a bang. But we'll probably do some flintlock hunting up here a little bit right after Christmas. Try to get some doe on the ground. Just have some fun there. That's a big tradition. We like to flintlock hunt. It's a PA
Okay.
thing, I know, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad always hunted with, so when I grew up in Maryland, they had muzzleloader season, but you couldn't have a scope.
yeah,
It had to have the hammer, couldn't be inline. It
Mhm.
wasn't flintlock, but you had to have a hammer,
yeah,
and you could only use like peep sights. So
like
he
cap
has like
and
the little-
ball.
Kinda, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for lack of a better term, I mean, you could use like speed loaders and stuff,
Okay, yeah,
and different things, but it was no inline stuff. None of the
yeah. Those are slick.
things like, yeah, he's got the old, not is it a Hawkins? I think it's called. It looks
Sounds
like
about
the
right.
Daniel Boone type
Mhm.
gun or whatever like that. So
Yeah, it's an old Hawken rifle.
yeah. So tell us how to find you, buddy.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Instagram's the main thing though. I mainly
Yeah.
started the Facebook for my parents' friends. They're all on Facebook, not Instagram. But yeah, Instagram at the Yackers. I'm active on there all the time. So that's probably the best bet. But
All right, we're gonna start tagging you.
Sweet.
I got Ted's in the audience saying he's always wanted to go duck hunting, bought all the gear and decoys, but never had anyone to go with. And so we're gonna rope him in too. So that's another cool page. Check him out at
Sweet.
Off the Hook Outdoors. You
Okay.
know? He's another one of the guys that chimes in, and
He just got a gnarly buck, dude. Way to go, Ted.
yeah, he just
Another
laid one
dude,
down
I've
over the
never met
weekend.
this guy personally, but he texts us and we send pictures and stuff. And
Yeah.
we've been following this dude. He sends pictures of him in the tree stand all the time, and we're
Sweet.
like, dude, he's gonna.
Got to put the time in, like you say. It's like catching 70 fish a day. You got to put the hours in to do it. So
That's what my friends say. They're always like, "Oh, you're so lucky." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm out there all the time, man." That's true, I guess. Luck definitely plays a part. I'm not undermining that by any means, but
better be lucky than good.
yeah, you put the time in, you'll get them.
I ask this to a lot of people that, as we're getting to know, I say, what's in your bag, dude? What's something that you carry with you? Favorite tool, favorite Lucky Charm, snack? What's something that you got to
Oh,
have with you
man.
no matter what you're doing?
Uh, I don't I try to carry life, but, like, food-wise, Spam sandwich, dude. I don't know what it is.
Spam
You
My
Yankees.
grand my
You
grandpa put me on that, so every year I gotta have a Spam sandwich opening day of rifle.
Isn't it funny how like you get something that works and you just
Mhm.
stick with it?
Yep.
I think
So
spam's good for is catching catfish.
we have this internal argument, where I'm right and we got a couple other guys that think they know better. But I'm a firm. I've got peanut butter crackers with me. Deer never turn away from peanut butter. Chris and some of the other guys are Pop-Tart guys. Now I'll eat a Pop-Tart, but I don't take that out with me. Like I'll eat the Pop-Tart before I go out. You know what I mean? That's a motivator, man. But the peanut butter crackers versus a Pop-Tart seems to be a back and forth that we have. So Spam sandwich, I'm going with a bologna and cheese myself, personally. Or you got it's that time of year where you're gonna hit I think you said it, the leftover turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
You know,
Last year, I almost got in a fist fight with my brother, who we're really tight. Okay. But my mom, seriously, she gets a kick out of it. She'll get a snack. She packs us the lunch after. I say it all the time. And I did like carnivore and keto last year.
Mhm.
So she didn't give me like bread and stuff. So she
Yeah.
made me like a bunch of deviled eggs and she put in my lunch. And my brother was like, yo, bro, what the heck? I didn't get this. I got like a little Debbie, like Swiss cake roll. And I'm like,
they're not on par with one another.
yeah, so cool, bro. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, of
And,
course.
stay in touch and we're going to get you involved in some different stuff that we do and, keep at it, bro. Man, I like watching you guys' journey. It's fun for
Yeah,
me, but
thank you. We'll have to hunt
so
sometime,
yeah,
some
dude,
point. You're not
We're
too
about
far
hopefully,
it.
hopefully this place I told you about produces some geese this year.
Yeah.
They got some good cut corn and
Yeah.
if nothing else, we can hang out,
Yeah.
we'll come out and just hang out
Yeah, it works
and have a
too.
good time. So
Birds are moving right now. I'm seeing a lot of everything around.
yeah, goose and waterfowl just came back in Maryland where my family's farming and I'm taking my kids out, Saturday morning. We're gonna go out and try to see if we can get some moving. So
Yeah, there you go.
cool, dude. Well, again, appreciate you coming on. Any final
course.
words for anybody?
Thanks for having me.
Right on, bro. Right
Come on, man. Doors always open.
Sweet.
Come
Yeah.
in, hang out. Be part of the crowd. We're a very welcoming group. So
Yeah. Hopefully next time I'll get one of the guys to come on with me or anything like that.
yeah, we can. Let's set it up. We'll get a group round table going because we like to do that. We can bring a couple other guys on and do a round table and get everybody talking and swapping stories. So that's
Yeah, Steve can tell you about his public land spot and stock on that buck. That's a good story.
Cool.
So
Yeah, we'll get you introduced to some of these guys in the group that from where you just were that this guy's killed some hammer deer out there on public land too.
yeah, they're
That's just
around.
that,
Just
and
gotta
that's their
find them.
that's
you got to
their
put in the
jam,
time,
dude.
like you say,
Yeah.
Chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, Ron.
All right, man. Well, listen, this is Chase Morris with the Yackers. What separates you from all the other groups out there? Well, it's the name. It doesn't have outdoors in his name. I love it. Appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us, Chase. As we always want to just sign off. We're going to tell everybody we want you to get outdoors, stay wild, and remember, nature is our playground. We'll catch you on the next one.